Alright, we're back in the just for fun rounds here, since we're 1 and 2. And let's... Right, island could mean a lot of things. Island is probably the most popular land in Pauper. It is the color that has Counterspell and Delver. And Cloud of Fairies, which as we have seen is played not just Delver, but Familiar Storm. Island number 2. Alright, part of me is thinking that there could be a Spellstutter Sprite in our opponent's hand. Because of that, I'm just going to commune with the gods. Our opponent is thinking, if I was my opponent, I would definitely let this resolve because he'd likely be better off just counting whatever I get with the Commune of the Gods, but our opponent decides to memory lapse it. Oh, look, we drew Commune of the Gods. Alright, so let's run that out there again. So we can grab anything here. The Armadillo Cloak is tempting, but the Utopia Sprawl, if we can resolve that, will let us cast the Aura of Knowledge. So I'll go with the Sprawl. I can get rid of the rest of these cards. Alright, so I want to swing into one here, and there we go. Ponder. I'm still not sure what our opponent is on, but it would appear to be mono blue, which makes me think he must have Delvers in there. Is it a straight up Delver list that he's not drawing Cloud of Fairies or Delver Secrets? And who knows? Utopia Sprawl here. And there's the Spellstutter Sprite. Alright, so our opponent is on a Delver list. Our opponent blocks, which I'm actually fine. We have a replacement and mutagenic growth. Alright, so mutagenic growth play did not make any sense. He paid 2 life to prevent 2 trample damage from going through. Well, abundant growth, if he has another Spellstutter Sprite, he might see the option of preventing us from drawing a card and fixing our colored mana here. It's worthy. He's definitely taking his time. Alright, he just gives it a straight up counter spell. That tells me he doesn't have a spell slot spread in hand. So we might have another like counter spell or mana leak, but alright, so the elf resolves. Alright, I'm just gonna start running out some aura knowledge because he can still beat a Rancor elf. It will still have a toughness of 1. But if we're able to resolve an aura knowledge, or specifically 2, not sure he can beat that. He might run 2 snap in this list, but outside of that, I see us winning this game. I'll just attack again for 3. And there's that snap we were discussing. Well, if he's using snap here to effectively gain himself 2 life and eat up 3 of our mana. And give him the option of countering the aura knowledge. Alright, so that aura knowledge was effectively a 2 for 1. It ate a snap and a counter spell. Opponent plays another island. Bone Splitter, 2 cards left in hand. Hard cast a ninja, which is fine. Now let's see if he has daze. Here is his last card. He doesn't. He's going to equip and attack. This plant token isn't very useful, so he snaps back the aura knowledge, so I will just trump with the plant token. Alright, our opponent has 1 card in hand. Let's see if it's counterspell. It isn't. I'll swing for 1 if he attacks with the ninja, like I suspect he likely will. I'll block. Alright, so let's see, we have plenty of stuff to do here. We'll start off with Utopia Scroll. Green. Abundant Growth. And tap this for some green mana. Rancor. Spell Study Sprite counters that. Alright, so we'll abundant growth our other forest. And then we will just be casting Ancestral Mask from now on. It has one card in hand, we'll draw another. He can swing for 3 points from here on. But unless he has counter magic in hand, we'll lead off with another Rancor. The spell sort of spited the last Rancor. I would imagine he would use any counter magic he had on that one, so we'll Utopia Sprawl this forest again. Might as well name white this time. Ancestral Mask, and swing for lethal. Alright, so there's game 1. Let's try and put our opponent at the only one victory slot here. Archer, Archer, Archer. I should assume that my opponent is attacking golems and bring in Gleeful Sabotage. First, let's take out some goals here. Bogle, Bogle, Ledgewalker. And let's add one Gleeful Sabotage for a Rancor. Alright, that seems fine here. We still have 15 creatures, 17 lands, a bunch of other stuff, and let's submit. Oh, excuse me. Alright, I'm definitely down for the first turn Archer to get around the spell stutter sprite. Our opponent mulligans to 6. Opponent is a second main phaser, even when it comes to just playing in land when he has no creatures in play. Alright, so let's play a Glade Cover Scout here without playing a land. This way, if he has a spell stutter sprite, it will maybe make him think about playing it, or a counter spell. If he plays spell stutter, it'll be kind of humorous, but a lot of people that play Delver don't know how to properly play around Scattershot Archer, and then they just play right into him. Alright, that resolves. We'll play a land, play Abundant Growth and draw a card, and then we will attack for 1. Your opponent is rich in the island department, but evidently low in the other permanents department. Right, one blue mana makes my computer freeze. Sure you're all familiar with how this looks. Yeah, wait for program to respond. Let's go. Cloud of Fairies. As I said, some people do not know how to play around Mr. Scattershot Archer. Mutagenic, that's fine. I'm not sure if he's planning on attacking with it and then bringing in a ninja, if that's his plan. So we'll play a plant token to... We'll be able to block the second time the ninja attacks. The first time, I guess, will be a free attack. Another Glade Cover Scout. Spell Setter Sprite comes down. So now let's Rancor up our elf and pass the turn. I'd imagine we're going to be seeing a Ninja of the Deep Hours here. Or a Gush. He swings what I'm assuming is going to be 3 damage. Alright, 2 damage. Let's see what we can do about an Armadillo Cloak here. Alright, that will eat a counter spell. That's fine. This guy will eat 2 fairies. And this guy will swing for 3, or this lady. Brainstorm's fine, it's a fine card, but right now it's just eating up 1 mana, not doing much. Maybe if he treasure cruises. Ponder, so what's he gonna do? Play a Delver here. Playing an Orognarl next turn, so yeah, there's the Delver. I'm just gonna slam the Orognarl and pass. I don't even want to attack this elf, because I think the elf will be more useful, even if he flips his Delver right here. Probably should have Communion of the Gods, but I was really just thinking about the Orognarl. I don't even think he'll be able to... I think it's very little that my opponent can do to get himself back into this game. Delver flip. I definitely should have Communion of the Gods. I was just too focused on the Orognarl. Another Gush. Draws my opponent cards, but he doesn't have much mana to expend here, so he uses 1 mana on Brainstorm. So you can use 1 mana for his pool, you can tap 2 more mana to go up to 3. Not much you can do with that. Alright, so my opponent has Ancestral Mask, Counterspell for Ancestral Mask, we'll see that here. Memory Lapse, it's good enough. Now I figure I might as well attack with both of these. If he wants to block the elf, he'll still take 2 from it, that's fine. He doesn't. He takes the full damage and goes to 7. And I'll just pass. I know we're drawing Ancestral Mask, so he'll have to have a counter for that, which means he can't really play anything else here. If he plays any spells here, other than Island like Ponder, or Island 1 mana Girdle. Alright, so we went 2 and 2. Not in the prizes, not ideal. I still like this deck. I think our familiar opponent got pretty lucky in being able to combo us out turn 3. And if most familiar decks could do that most of the time, there would probably be a lot more people playing familiar combo. Other than that, I still like the deck, and I'll probably be playing the deck tomorrow. Of course, I could switch it up. I might want to play Elves or some other mashup or Tron version, but I won't know that until tomorrow, so I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.